You can go to KFC and get an order of wings to go in about 5 minutes, but it takes 2 weeks to get a Republican second stimulus proposal? Hey everybody, this is LA Lake with a second stimulus check and stimulus package update for today. This is Monday afternoon at about 1:30 Pacific Standard Time. Thanks for tuning in. This is the update about the check. Specifically, if you're on SSDI, SSI, Social Security, railroad benefits, or veterans benefits. And as you know, and as I've noticed, we haven't seen something. It's called the Republican second stimulus package. It is literally almost about 5 p.m. Pacific Eastern Standard Time, which is nighttime on the East Coast, and the Republicans once again have not fulfilled their obligation or promises to you to debut a second stimulus package. On Sunday, Steve Mnuchin said it would come Monday morning. Then they said it would come Monday afternoon. Well, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is not Monday afternoon. Ultimately, let's see if it happens after I record this video. But big confirmation so far, which is really great news about the second stimulus check itself. Let me get right to the details. First, you're going to get a check. Second, the check is going to come in August. Third, the check is likely going to be $1,200 for everyone that's not a dependent. Fourth, there's no cap. That stupid cap that Mitch wants is gone. We're back on the old caps. Fifth, there could be and likely will be other stimulus checks in the future, as the White House is now confirming. So really great confirmation. The only problem is, do we not believe it? Because we're not seeing this package. Let me get to the details. First, there will be a second stimulus check. Everyone is now confirming that once again. The check, second, we know the amount of the check. The Republicans will propose a second stimulus check to land at $1,200 as one check, which is exactly what the Democrats have proposed. More about the dependence check in a second. Third, the Republicans are now confirming, and Steve Mnuchin, who's actually in charge of making sure the checks get out and land in people's accounts, that the check would land in your account, where the funds would land in your account in August. So not July and not September. Also really great news. We have a firm understanding of when you're going to get the money. Next, if you're on benefits like SSDI, SSI, Social Security, or railroad benefits, you would receive the funds the way you receive your benefits on a monthly basis. Very clear, very simple. So if you receive your benefits by direct deposit, you receive it by direct deposit. If you receive it by debit card, you receive it on your debit card. If you receive it by paper check, you receive it by paper check. Child support. All proposals so far still say that the second check will not be deducted for past due child support, state taxes, or federal taxes. That's also really clear. Next, the big, really great, exciting news that we all were pinching our shoulders and chest and, cheeks about on Sunday was Steve Mnuchin said, hey, this is a second stimulus check. There could likely be a third and a fourth and a fifth and a sixth. We're just dealing with the situation right now, which is really just about as great as you can possibly be on news. He's saying there's a situation now, and the check is for now. We are not saying there won't be more checks in the future. That's a complete digression from Mitch McConnell a few weeks ago that said this is the final stimulus package. I told you it was hogwash when Mitch said it. It apparently is not supported by the White House. That's the confirmed great news. What is not clear is the following. First, the dependents really are a big concern. Are dependents who are 17 years or of age or older going to get a second stimulus check from the point of view of the Republicans or not? The Democrats say yes. Let me go over the Democrats' proposal for dependents. The Democrats say all dependents, which means someone on a tax return who is a dependent on someone else's tax return. The Democrats say all dependents, all ages, 1 to 100 and beyond, get a second stimulus check. And they get a full stimulus check amount. Very, very clear. The Democrats also said, and the Republicans also said, let's make it very clear, everyone has said, both said the next sentence, that the first stimulus package was a mistake. The first stimulus package was a mistake because it did not pay adult dependents, people 17 years of older, a single stimulus check. It just simply didn't pay them. It said they were disqualified. Why? They said they made a mistake. Okay, so we're clear on the separation. The Democrats want to pay all dependents a stimulus check and a full stimulus check. What about the Republicans? We don't know. We don't know two answers so far. We don't know if adult dependents will get a second stimulus check, and we don't know if everyone is going who's a dependent, whether you're a minor dependent or an adult dependent, get a full stimulus check. As you know, the first stimulus package gave minor dependents a watered-down stimulus check of just $500. Also quite horrible. Democrats think it's ridiculous. So we really don't know that answer. Next, we don't know the issue about the manner of delivery with specificity. So if you are not on benefits, how will your second stimulus check come? The White House and Steve Mnuchin, the Treasury Secretary to Donald Trump, has for weeks said it's going to come in a faster, quicker manner. Even Donald Trump has said that. It'll come in an easier manner than the first stimulus check. What does that mean? We simply don't know. I mean, and we're sitting here today and we still don't know that answer. As I've said, and you've heard me say it before, I absolutely despise the news reporters covering this story because they're not asking these questions. When Steve Mnuchin or Donald Trump says it's going to come in a simpler manner, a quicker manner, what does that mean? Just give me an answer. Does that mean it's coming by direct deposit? Is it coming by ACH? Is it coming, by overnight mail? How is it coming? Is it coming by Pony Express? What do you mean by that? Viewers of this channel are not happy with the flip-flopping and the lack of clarity and the loose use of words by both sides. Donald Trump has been under fire for his claim that the second stimulus check of $1,200 proposed by the Democrats was not enough. He said it was not enough. And he said that they weren't doing a service to the American people and that he and his White House would propose a more generous second stimulus check than $1,200. Now, Steve Mnuchin is saying he's only going to propose $1,200. So why was it not sufficient back, 2 weeks ago when the pandemic was not as bad as it is now, and today it is sufficient? Why was it not generous enough then and is generous enough now? And in fact, why is Steve Mnuchin, and here I'm ranting a little bit, actually appearing on Sunday morning news and using the exact word generous and saying, we will have a second stimulus package that's generous for everyone? Apparently, people are getting word that in the White House that people are not happy with this sort of revolving door. But what I am personally very pissed off about, and as I'm sure you are as well, is this continual inability of the Republican Party to deliver a second stimulus package in writing to the American public to see. We are sitting here, I'm recording at about 1:30 Pacific Standard Time, which is 4:30. We're coming on about 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, which is, nighttime. It's not afternoon. And we don't have the proposal from the Republicans written. If you are new to this channel, which some of you might, because we're adding about 10,000 new subscribers a day, is always like and subscribe to this channel. Not last Friday, but the Friday before that, Steve Mnuchin said, with Mitch McConnell, that the following Monday we would see the second stimulus package. Remember, I called it Mitch-on-say. It was gonna. I did that whole bit. Remember that? Okay, that Monday came. It was not delivered. We didn't know why it wasn't delivered. Tuesday, nothing. Wednesday, nothing. Thursday, after Democrats were smashing them and saying, "Hey, where is the darn package?" Steve Mnuchin said Thursday morning. If you actually look up, every broadcast news, ABC, CBS, NBC, they have countless reports. Last Thursday said it's coming Thursday afternoon. It didn't come. I mean, we're like literally, it's like that. It's like that Uber or Lyft driver. You're like, you said you were at my stop, and I just did not see you, and I'm watching you on the app, and I don't see you stopping here. Where? Thursday, it was not there. Okay, so finally, Friday, Steve Mnuchin fully admitted he's having a big problem with Mitch McConnell and that it couldn't get resolved. Okay, I will give you that slack, Mitt. I will give you that slack, Steve. So he appeared on the congressional steps on Saturday morning and said, we're going inside the Hill, Congress, and we're going to talk to the leading Republicans to see if we can get the second stimulus package done, and we'll be back in a few minutes. So he goes in there, spends a few hours, comes back out, talks to the press. He says, we're done. That's his exact words. We are done. We are ready. He uses the words, we are ready. And he says that the second stimulus package from the Republicans will be debuted Monday morning. Well, I was here this morning. Thanks for tuning in to LA Late Mornings, which, wow, I mean, that was a blockbuster hit. I can't believe the viewership on that recording. Thank you. But when I sat to record that, I thought I was going to have this. I thought I was going to have the package to talk about. I didn't. So I was like, okay, let me. After that aired, I'm like, okay, the package is going to debut in a few hours. Well, Steve Mnuchin then told Broadcast News that the package is debuting Monday afternoon. Again, his exact words, Monday afternoon. The Republicans like, okay, it's 5 p.m., Steve. What is going on? Is someone writing this in calligraphy? What is taking so long to debut this package, this bill? Did the printer run out of ink? Have you called Staples and they're running out of paper? Can you not, do the messenger service get lost and turn the wrong way and end up in Virginia? I mean, where is the Republican second stimulus package? I'm laughing, but it really is disgusting. It really is a disservice to the American public. If you can't get your act together, get the hell out of town. You need to be doing things on an emergency basis. Unemployment has expired. People are evicted from their homes. People can't pay their rent. People don't have electric, don't have gas. And these people can't get a damn bill on the floor. Remember, it's a proposal. It's a bill. It's not a law. It's a proposal to get people to talk. It's a bill that's on one side, and the Democrats have a bill on the other side. The two bills are combined. So as viewers, I don't ever want you to think that, oh, the Republicans got rid of it. I'm really screwed. Hazard pay is dead because the Republicans don't want to have it in there. No, I don't want you to think that. The two bills are put together because that's the way Congress is by law required to operate. So you have the HEROES Act, which says $1,200 second stimulus check. All dependents receive a second stimulus check. All minor dependents, all adult dependents, $1,200 second stimulus check. Up to 3 dependents per tax return. That is that the cap is at $75,000 per individual. We double it for couples. That's all very clear. If the Republicans can come and say, we don't want adult dependents, or we don't want a cap at $75,000, I don't want you to worry because the two bills are negotiated together and put together. But the thing that pisses me off is I am sitting here every single day with another promise from Steve Mnuchin about when it's coming, and it's not coming. I mean, can we call the Grubhub driver and deliver it over? Because this is insane, Steve. I mean, really, what is your problem? Really, what is your problem? I have viewers of this channel who never received their first stimulus check, and when Congress asked Steve Mnuchin about that a few days ago, he said, it's an anomaly. Well, how about your inability to deliver a second stimulus check package on time? Is that an anomaly? Yeah, I'm going in on him today. It's just ridiculous. Now, ultimately, by the time I upload this recording, I'm probably going to get screwed. I hope I'm screwed that Steve Mnuchin actually releases the package, and then everyone's going to say, oh, it's been released, LA, you're late, it's out. Okay. I actually hope that's the case. I hope my recording is outdated, that Steve Mnuchin actually releases a second stimulus package. But here we are. And so the things that you need to be concerned about ultimately and on high alert about are adult dependents, minor dependents, the amount of check for dependents, and the cap. I inherently think that it's so Republican-ish at the moment to mess around with that cap. It just feels like they would. But ultimately, the big concern are my adult dependents. There's so many viewers of this channel who never receive the first stimulus check because they are dependent on someone else's tax return. They need that check. They're entitled to that check. And the fact that they are on someone else's tax return when they really didn't have to be is a punishment. It's very troubling because the whole issue of dependence is a voluntary entry on a tax return. A dependent does not have to be on someone else's tax return, generally. Well, especially if do not have to be on someone else's tax return if they're an adult. If they're a minor, yeah. If it's your child, yes. But, your grandparents do not have to be on your tax return. That's their voluntary choice. Ultimately, if your grandparent or if you're watching this video and you're 50 or 60 years of age and you're on SSDI, SSI, Social Security, and you don't make any money, you are not required to generally file a tax return. You didn't have to file a tax return. So if you're on your son's tax return as a dependent, you're getting punished. It doesn't make sense. It's so un-American. It defies the sense of logic. And it doesn't mean that you should not get a stimulus where someone else should get stimulus because they're not a dependent. It doesn't make sense. Ultimately, the whole process at this point is really going off the tracks. I'm here to keep you informed, educated, inspired, but the educational part of this as to what's going on is now overwhelming the discussion of how much is the check and when is the check coming. Because ultimately, if you don't understand what's going on, you may inherently ignore the most critical thing, which is your check may be tied up with a lot of mess and a lot of inactivity by Congress. Finally, the issue of non-filer filer. This is a really big issue, and a lot of you are just so wonderful. You're just so great. You have really focused on that discussion because I keep on bringing it up. If you are newly on benefits for 2020, you just started SSI, Social Security Railroad benefits this year, or you did not file 2019 taxes, or you are on benefits and have a child, please pay attention because the non-filer filer is so critical. It was critical for the first time around, and if you have not done a non-filer filer, you highly will likely be required to do it this time around. We don't know yet. If you did do a filer for the first stimulus package, you don't have to do another one today. A lot of big updates coming up later today. Big surprises about rent moratorium, mortgage forbearance, foreclosure protection. I'm really happy for you. I'm also happy about FPUC and where that is going. I know your benefits were stopped last week, but the big new changes that will really make you happy. Hazard pay is, I am hugging my hazard pay viewers because this is a nail biter. Finally, thank you for really tuning in for Mornings LA Late this morning. The first 3 hours, it became the most watched video of LA Late in the first 3 hours ever. I am just shocked, and it had really bad lighting. I mean, I didn't like the lighting, so I'll try to get that better tomorrow. Finally, let's all in our prayers tonight remember Representative Lewis for his service to this country. He's lying in state shortly in the Capitol. His incredible service to this country, to the people, to the state, and to the message that still will exist after his passing. As always, stay informed, stay educated, stay motivated, and stay of LA for more.